This is Desmond Madden here with Sam Slater, who fights out of SBG Ireland, who takes on Chris Duncan at Bellator Dublin in February. So I've never had you on the show before, so I gotta ask, how did you get into MMA?
I got into MMA. It's a funny story, playing the Xbox game in 2009 with my brother, and when I realized it, I didn't think it was a real sport, to be honest. Thought it was kind of along the lines of pro wrestling, and then when I realized it was a real sport, I just had to try it. That was when I was 15, and then I moved to Dublin City from rural Ireland. I moved to Dublin City when I was 18, and that's when I started. When I was 18 years old.
Very good. And are you a big video gamer still, or?
No, not at all anymore. I used to be big time. Modern Warfare 2 is my weakness. I'm playing that, I think, but not anymore. It's hard to find time.
Yeah. Black Ops 1, it was good too.
Absolutely, yeah. That was just after Modern Warfare, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was I played that for a while and then got out of it. Well, I could.
You're fighting Bellator Dublin. It's really hype about this card. Everyone seems to be, and it's the civil war between Miles Price and Peter Queally.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, do you have any really strong thoughts on that, or you just going with the flow?
I'm just going with the flow. Relative to the likes of Miles and Peter, I'm new to SBG. Relative to those guys, they were SBG years ago. So I don't really know actually the sauce on that myself. I've kind of stayed out of it, but I mean that's going to be a great fight.
And with you training in SBG, do you kind of feel like there's high expectations goes with that? As in, you kind of have to, or do you feel pressure from that, or?
I don't, to be honest. Yeah, it's a good question. You'd think because we haven't such a reputable name, but I don't feel any pressure, to be honest, man.
Are you excited for the fight? Looking forward for it?
Yeah, I'm really pumped. I was kind of waiting for an opponent. I didn't get an opponent until after Christmas, so I was kind of just tipping away. I was training as though because I knew I would be fighting. I was sure I would be, but once I got my opponent, then shortly after Christmas, it was just ready to go, 100% focus. And they announced it today. I think they announced all the fights. So
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so I'm gonna announce my fight, and yeah, I'm super excited, man. I think the most kind of excited, but the most level-headed and prepared I'm gonna be is on February 23rd.
And you're taking on Chris Duncan, who I read into him a little bit. He's only had 3 fights. Do you kind of feel as if you're taking on someone who is relatively new to the game that's more dangerous than say someone who's really experienced?
No, I mean, Chris had a good amateur career as well. I think he's maybe between 9 and 10 amateur fights. I mean, if you look at it purely on paper, in terms of pro fights, he's had one more pro fight than me. So I don't see him as someone who's inexperienced at all. I'm going to take him. I'm not going to take him lightly, I'm going to prepare.
And is the end goal to get a title shot then, hopefully with Bellator?
100%, yeah, 100%. Since I signed with them, it's my focus has shifted to that title.
Yeah. What were you originally UFC, and now it's Bellator then?
Yeah, it was originally kind of. I had a loose. I projected to win a BAMA or a Brave title, and then get signed to either Bellator or the UFC. So, yeah, as soon as I got signed to Bellator, that shifted.
Well done with the signing, by the way.
Thank you, man.
And I gotta ask, whenever you're fighting, you've obviously had a very good amateur career yourself. Do you ever get any post-fight nerves or anything going into it, or?
No, I mean, luckily I get a small bit, but luckily it's more on the enjoyable end of the spectrum. I wake up, fight one, I wake up just super happy, and just content. And I've heard people say they wake up fight morning, and they're super nervous. So, and then I suppose I get a small bit of nerves before I walk out, but not major. By the time the cage door locks, I'm fine. Like I'm 100% present. Like in that moment, my thoughts are in that exact moment. Like there's no projecting of what might happen, or I don't get any huge adrenaline dump anymore. I used to, but a long amateur career took care of that for me. So I'm really, really starting to enjoy every fight now and be in the moment.
And outside of fighting, do anything interesting, cool, or anything? Or is it pure fighting for you?
I do a lot of interesting, cool shit. I don't know how much I can talk about. Yeah, I don't know. I drive a motorbike. I like my motorbike. I don't know, hobby-wise. Yeah, I just chill with my friends. Like, I like to go home. I'm from County Clare, so I like to go home to Clare as much as I can. Just the usual, I suppose.
No problem. Do you have a prediction for the fight?
I'm kind of thinking in my head it's going to be end the second round, standing finish from strikes, like. But I wouldn't be surprised if it went into the third, to be honest,
Yeah. Do you kind of want to drag the fight on, or do you want to just go in and get it over with as soon as possible?
Yeah, like either way, I'm happy. I'm gonna have a lot of friends and family and people from my village. Like I was saying, where I'm from, the west of Ireland, coming up to support me, like making a journey up to Dublin. So either way, if I get a quick finish, if it's a long, drawn-out fight, as long as it's an exciting fight for them, I'm happy.
Okay, 100%. That should do us.
Great, man. Thanks so much.
Thanks.